Good morning to one and all present here. I am Anuja Palkar, Assistant Professor from Department of Journalism and Mass Communication, Tirak Maharashtra Vidyapeeth. Welcome you all today for a very interesting guest lecture today on the occasion of celebration of Left-Handers Day. From scissors to knives, from can openers to corkscrews, left-handers, also sometimes called southpaws, can be the brunt of jokes all year long due to their unique hand dominance. But this is the day to ignore all of that and bring awareness to all of those right-handed folks around the globe in celebration of Left-Handers Day. After all, as the old saying goes, right-handed people operate on the left-hand side of the brain, which means that left-handed people are functioning on the right side. Therefore, only left-handed people are in their right mind. Is that so? Well, jokes apart, it's time to take a look at Left-Handers Day. Although the actual date is tomorrow, that is 13th August, but we are celebrating it in a day in advance. International Left-Handers Day celebrates the uniqueness of left-handed individuals worldwide. It's a day to raise awareness about the challenges and accomplishments of left-handers, promoting inclusivity and understanding in a predominantly right-handed world. This day is a wonderful occasion to honor our left-handed friends and family, since just 10% of the world population is left-handed. On this day, people come together to recognize and appreciate the diversity of skills, talents, and perspectives that left-handers bring to various fields and activities. It's a recognition of the unique talents, perspectives, and contribution that left-handers bring in the fields ranging from art, science to sports and everyday life, reminding us of all of the beauty in diversity. International Left-Handers Day was first observed in 1976, initiated by Dean R. Campbell, founder of the Left-Handers Club. This day was established to raise awareness about the challenges and experiences faced by left-handed individuals. The aim was to address the historical biases and prejudices associated with left-handedness, as well as to celebrate the unique skills and perspectives that left-handers bring to various fields. Should I name, or can you all name who all are the famous left-handers that we have experienced or seen on television? Anyone? Amitabh Bachchan, but he writes with both the hands, but still I'll give that answer. Anyone else? I hope you all watch cricket. Have you forgotten Sachin Tendulkar? Well, to name few, Sachin Tendulkar, and as he said, Amitabh Bachchan, our own Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Ratan Tata, Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Gates, Angelina Jolie, I think this is favorite. And the list goes on. Well, in our department also we have a couple of people who are left-handed. I think all of you know Mansi ma'am, and other is Faisal sir. So both of them are left-handers, and obviously out of all of you, some of the students will also be left-handers. So they are unique. Now I would like to request our head of the department, Dr. Keshav Sate sir, to please address the gathering.
Good morning, everybody. I am here to welcome our guest. Welcome you all. Welcome my friend, Mr. Bipinchandra, who was with SIT Odisha and now is a World Bank consultant on development communication. He happened to be in Pune. I asked him, please join us. Thank you, Biju. Today's session is really different because it is not a regular session which we have. But this session is not just a lecture. I request my students to write a short article on that. If anybody wants to make a small documentary on that, because it should be part and parcel of your education. Department of Journalism and Mass Communication every month arranges such type of programs which are beyond our syllabus. So we will have a program on Television Day, Radio Day, Women's Day, Youth Day, and this is the Left-Handers Day, which is actually tomorrow, but we are arranging it today. Today is a special day, 12th August, is a Vikram Sarabhai birth anniversary day. Vikram Sarabhai was the father of satellite television of India. Vikram Sarabhai gave us educational television. So I bow with respect to Vikram Sarabhai on this occasion, and without wasting much time, I ask Shri Bipinchandra, who was my colleague at SIT, to deliver his lecture and enlighten you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today for the program, we are very fortunate to have Mr. Bipinchandra Chaugule as the chief guest and speaker, who is founder president of the Association of Left-Handers. This association was founded by him in 1991 to create awareness through media about the handedness. Well, handedness is actually a skill to be mastered using your preferred hand to write or to do tasks. Mr. Chaugule is a filmmaker and also the owner of Ambi Creations, a production company for directing documentaries, video stories, corporate and social films. He's regular in teaching media, especially filmmaking subjects like direction, anchoring, and so on. He has an extensive experience in the field of media for more than 3 decades as producer, director in Bal Chitravani, as newsreader on Akashvani, and research fellow at EMRC Savitribai Phule Pune University. Mr. Chaugule has also worked as regional coordinator of the Handedness Research Institute, Indiana University, USA, to carry out research and activities in this field extensively. To name few achievements to his credit, he has received Red and White Bravery Award for Social Courage in 2001, also received Plan India Impact Award 2021, and Lali Media and Advertising Award for Bhannat Shara, a web radio project for children in the same year 2021. He has been awarded nationally several times for his work and internationally recognized as judge for many film festivals. We are pleased to have you, sir, today with us. I would request our head of the department, Dr. Keshav Sathe, sir, to please felicitate Chaugule, sir. Thank you. Now I would like to invite Chaugule, sir, to please grace the dais and share your thoughts.
Hello and a very good morning to all. First and foremost, I thank Dr. Keshav Sathe, your head, for inviting me and arranging this very special lecture for all of you on a very different and sometimes not understood topic, and you all have been present here, so thank you to all. Thank you, Anuja madam, for giving a great introduction. Hope I keep up to that expectation. Let me work on it. And my friend Rajesh Kange, we are very old friends, and my another friend, Mr. Biju Nanda from Orissa. So I'm really glad to address you all, and thank you all for being present, sparing your time from your busy schedule, maybe your academics, and hope I meet up to your expectations. But what I would like to request you is, please create some questions, or if you have any doubts or questions on this topic, please keep them ready at the end, because I would like to address specific questions rather than blabbering about my topic for half an hour or 1 hour. So I would like to meet your needs, because I have been working into educational media. So needs assessment is most important. Unless and until I knew what you would like to know or what you would be interested in knowing, my lecture will be of no use. So thank you again. And I'm going to interact with you. I'm not just going to speak and you're going to listen. I'm going to ask you to do things. I'm going to ask you questions, and you have to be alert. If you feel sleepy, you have to keep your eyes open and sleep. Now I have 15th of August is just around the corner. We are all very proud of our nation, patriotic about our nation, and we like to hoist the flag. So my question to you is, what's wrong in this image? Can anybody raise the hand and tell me? Yes, you can.
The pole of the image is on the right hand of the image.
Correct. Where should it be?
It should be in the left.
In the left side. Anybody else agrees with him? You agree. We always think that technology is our slave, but always remember, as media professionals, you are the slave of the technology. And you have to behave like a slave, only then the master will work properly. Never can you enslave anything. These things happen all the time with all the technologies, with your cameras, with your microphones, with your laptops, with your phones. I was giving a lecture in Jamia Millia University in Delhi. It was an international conference, and there also PowerPoint couldn't open. We spent it was many years back, 20 years back, so technology was little behind. They took half an hour, but still it didn't work. I had a Word file of the same PowerPoint. I opened that Word file and then it played. So you should have a backup plan. And the third backup plan is if technology doesn't work at all, you should be the technology and you should perform without anything. But for now, as she had been asking you questions, celebrity left-hander she had narrated, but most of the names were foreign names. First, I would like to tell you how the 13th of August began. Let me tell you the funny story behind 13th of August. Why 13th of August? There was an organization called Left Handers International in the US, in Topeka City, Kansas State, USA. They were the pioneers about the activities for left-handers. They started their activities in 1975. The president of that organization's name was Dean Campbell. I had interacted with him. We had exchanged letters with him. Their president emeritus was George Bush Sr., not junior, senior. He was a left-hander. And then I asked him, why did you choose 13th of August? They said, left-handedness is, or left hand, is supposed to be or considered as ominous or inauspicious in most cultures around the world, not just India. So we thought we should have a day for left-handers. The next year, that is 1976. And then they said, what should be the day? Because they did not have a specific reason to have a some day. Then we should have the most inauspicious day of the year for left-handers. So which is that? In Western culture, especially Christian culture, I don't know anybody is Christian here, 13th is considered as inauspicious and Friday the 13th is considered as the most inauspicious day. So in 1976, Friday, 13th on Friday was coming in August. You can check on net immediately on Google, 13th August 1976 day. You ask, it's Friday. So they said, let's fix 13th of August 1976 as the day. And then they thought we should keep changing the day every year whenever there is 13th on the Friday. But people said you cannot do that. 13th of August this year, 13th of June next year, 13th of April next year. You cannot have a day like that. The day should be in a specific month. So they decided to continue 13th of August as the International Left-Handers Day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Thank you. So how many would be there totally? Andaza. And 80? No, I think more than 80 maybe. Suppose you are 100. So in 100 we were 10. So that is 10%. And that is the approximate percentage of left-handers in any section of population. It changes a bit. If anybody is interested in a very funny research, my observation is in India, in Gujarat and Rajasthan, the percentage is more. If somebody wants, I have not been able to do that on large scale. I have done on small scales, but if somebody wants to take up such researches, we can help. So now, is there anybody who thinks he can use both his hands equally? They call it ambidextrous sometimes. 1, 2, 3. Are you the same from the left-handed? Or no, you are different. You are the same. Okay, you are not. You are right-handed. Okay, but you think you can use your both the hands or left hand also equally efficiently for all the activities?
Except for writing, but in cooking, because I play tabla, so when I'm playing the tabla or when I'm cooking or when I'm doing the household chores, I can operate with my both hands.
Okay, great, fantastic. So that is called as mixed handedness. I would come to that if we have time. So now this was said that the rod or the flagpole is on the wrong side. So do you mean this is correct? Okay? Thank you. And now I'm going to show another image. Now in this image, tell me which is correct and which is wrong. Why? First you said one is wrong, one is right. Now I put them together. Huh? Do you have any answer? So why was the first one wrong? Why was the first one wrong? Because it is the conditioning. We are conditioned since childhood, since school age, that a flag should have a pole on the left and this thing on the right. Now, when you said this is right, so this must be wrong. The second one must be wrong, but it is not. Correct? Now, we all deal in money. Have you tried to offer money with your left hand? What happens sometimes? You are nothing. Sometimes nothing happens. Sometimes you are asked to give it in your right hand, right? When you accept money, especially we call it Bonika time. You know, they ask to give it with the right hand. Or when you are accepting money, अरे ताई हाथ से दो ना, होता है ना? क्यों होता है? Conditioning. Same conditioning with the flag, same conditioning with the money. We all are being told that left hand is inauspicious, left hand is not to be used for good things. And if I say we all use it every day, then you will start laughing for bad things, right? Left hand is kept reserved for only a few activities since morning. Am I right? And that is the main crux of the whole issue. We laugh at it, but because in early days when the hygiene and other conditions were not very good, people decided, the thing is now we saw that 10% are left-handers, so that means 90% are right-handers. So in any community, in any democracy, in any population, majority rules, right? So what happened? Okay, I'll come to that. People thought that it happened automatically. It was not a overnight decision that a right hand should be kept for good things because we can eat with right hand, we can cook with, do things with right hand. So left hand should be kept for bad things, dirty things, and these activities should be kept separate. Otherwise, our hygiene will be disturbed, our health will be disturbed because dirty things we all learn, keep hands clean, there are bacteria and there are viruses and this and that. So this was the reason for which the two distinctions are made. So there's nothing specific that was, you can say, cruel or something deliberate against the left hand, but people thought that right hand should be kept for good things, left hand should be kept for dirty things. Clean and dirty, not good and bad, clean and dirty. But what happened was, that time people did not know that a certain percentage of people in the society are left-handers and who are comfortable using the left hand for majority activities, and the right hand is a weaker hand for them, like majority's left hand, their right hand is weaker. So what happened? Everybody was compelled to use the right hand for good things. Left-handers also became victims of that compulsion, and they were asked to use left hand for bad things and right hand for good things, which was not very convenient, very comfortable for them. There is a reason. I'm going to come to that. Now again, what is this activity that man is giving? One person is giving something to the other. Consider it's prasad. When you put your left hand forward for accepting prasad, what you get the reaction to it? No, ye haath nahi, not this hand. Take in the right hand. Same. What happened? The cleanliness aspect and uncleanliness aspect percolated or transformed or transcended into auspicious and inauspicious. We all are God-fearing people. Even though we don't go to any temple every day, we fear God, and especially in exam times, we remember God a lot. So what happened is Clean means bad. Bad means inauspicious. Unclean. Clean means good. Good means auspicious. So right hand was asked to put forward. So there are such things. There is nothing is auspicious and inauspicious in our body. I'm going to come. Now if somebody puts a tika with the left hand, again it's objected. You know, tika is put in the center. Tika is not put on the right side of your good side of your body. It's put in the center, remember. Now, do you know these people? Who is the one on the left? Be louder. Smriti Mandhana. And the left side, right side is Irfan Pathan. Right? What are they doing? Playing. Do you see on which hand is dominant when they are playing? Left hand. So when we watch somebody playing left-handed, we don't object it. Why? It's bad hand. So playing with a bad hand is bad. No? But what happens? We overlook it because they're playing good. So our mentality, our looking at things is biased. We don't apply the same rule everywhere. We apply some rules on some places, some rule we ignore. Now I see same, these two things. Tennis, who is that? Rafael Nadal. And the next one? No? Are you watching Olympics? He was there in the Olympics. Anybody knows the name? Be louder, please. No? Go back. This is your homework. Find out who is that. Both are using left hand. He is a left-hander. You can see India is written there. So that is not a mirror image. So he is throwing the shot put with left hand. So games where people are allowed to use left hand. Now see these games. You must have been seen hockey. We got a bronze in hockey. But do you know that hockey can only be played right-handed? Or right-sided, we should say. You cannot use the hockey stick with your left hand like this, the same direction. If you want to use it on the left side, you have to turn the hockey, make it inverted, and then use the flat side, because hockey stick has one side flat, one side rounded. If the ball touches on the rounded side, it is a foul. Am I telling you something new, or you already know all these things? Because I don't see any reactions on your faces. Okay? Please be reactive. Similar is the game horse polo. Have you heard about this game? Horse polo. It can also be played only with right hand. If you play it on the left hand, you are removed out from the field. Same is the elephant polo. Elephant polo was also, these two games were also invented in India, and then they went abroad by British. Elephant polo is a very famous game in the north and northeast, in the hilly areas they play. But they can only be played right-handed. But there are certain games which can be played both-sided. Football. Hockey and football are similar games. But hockey, there is no restriction on using your left foot. You can kick the ball with left foot, right foot, anything. Same is ice hockey. Again, similar game. Hockey stick can be ice hockey stick can be used from both the sides. You can hit like this. Flat stick from both the sides. So, see, there are again biases in different games. Games of similar styles, but the rules are different. If field hockey could be played with both sides, there could be many more left-handers in hockey. Now let's come to, this is a schematic image. So this is our human body, right? From front and from back. We have given them names right and left. But I'm going to ask you to think the body can be divided into many different ways. Upper half, lower half. If I ask you to define upper half, can you define what is the upper half of your body? Upper half is where there is a head, eyes, nose, ears, all those parts is upper. Lower half, mainly legs, right? Then the body can be divided into frontal and dorsal, or ventral and dorsal, or anterior and posterior. How can you divide anterior and posterior? One side has eyes, again nose, everything till the knees. The knees bend on the frontal side, the feet are, the toes are on the frontal side, that way we can define. And the back side, the backbone, the hair, whoever has it, and all those parts, right? And we normally walk in the front side. So we can define front, back, up and low. Now, if I ask you to define right and left, can anybody define right and left? We use these terms regularly, every day. How would you define, like we defined front and back, up and low, upper and lower? Anybody want to give it a try? Very simple. No, you don't want to answer questions, right? So let me tell you, we cannot define right and left. There is no definition for right and left. You try it. Because you have to refer to something to define it, and which is not possible externally. People say, heart is on the left side, so that is left side. Heart is not on the left side. Please aware. When you say, मैं दिल से कहता हूँ, दिल इधर नहीं है, इधर है. This is in center. It is just tilted the bottom side towards left, and which cannot be seen from outside. So from outside, you cannot define left and right. Left and right are completely conceived, created by humans. They are not natural. So there is no difference in left and right. I would tell an example, a funny incident from our meetings in the association. One of our members from a close by town had come. He narrated, sir, I have an incident to tell. Okay, tell. Sir, I was in 5th grade and our teacher told everybody to raise right hand. Everybody raise your right hand, he told her. So I raised my left hand. I raised my this hand. So everybody laughed. Then teacher said, don't you know which is your right hand? So this is my right hand. Then he asked another student to get up. Tell him which is the right hand. Sir, the right hand is the hand with which we eat our food. Now tell me your right hand. So this is my right hand. Because I eat my food with my right hand, my this hand. This is my. So there is no definition of right and left. You understand? Now, similar to our hands and body, we have two separate sections of our brain, left brain or left hemisphere and right hemisphere. The funny part is, the right part of our hemisphere, and this must be known to you, these are scientific facts, I won't spend more time on that. Right side of the brain controls the left side of your body, and the left side of the brain controls the right side of your body. But what happens, and also, these two hemispheres have been given completely different tasks in your life to perform, and they both perform together. There was a question that are left-handers unique, are left-handers different? That is a question we can discuss in question and answer. But these are the two sides. See, when I say right, it is the left side of your body, the left-handers. And when I say left, it is the right side of right-handers. So these are the faculties which are little stronger in different people. The right-handers have different faculties, the left-handers have different faculties. If we keep on discussing these faculties, it will take 2 to 3 hours, so I'll skip it. You can study about it. Now, what happens, how the memory works? Suppose this is, you know what that thing is and the name is also written there. Suppose you are learning English for the first time. In our mother tongue, we know what it is. Koi ghanta, ghanti, kuch bhi bolega usko. So suppose in English your teacher tells, this is a bell. Now, bell, the image is already known to you. But the name is not known to you, you are learning for the first time. How is it stored in your memory? The image of the bell is stored in your right hemisphere of your brain. And the name bell is stored in the left side of the brain. But whenever you see bell, immediately both the hemispheres come together and give you, that's a bell. Now how does it work? I'll tell you. You meet somebody in the market or after so many, and we have a very silly habit. पहचाना क्या? We know, yes, ये तो कहीं था, मेरे साथ था या कॉलेज में था, he was with me in the, but you don't remember his or her name. अरे ऐसे कैसे नहीं बोलता? Just today I met Mr. Biju Nanda. We might have met many years back, but I didn't remember his name. That happened. Maybe same thing happened to him. Right. What happens, because these two things are stored in different sides of the brain, and the right side of the brain is very quick in responding because it has a simultaneous thinking. It is simultaneous thinker brain. But the left side of the brain is a sequential thinking. It needs a lot of inputs to come to a conclusion. If one input misses, it cannot answer. So sometimes that happens to you. Another thing happens to you. Somebody, suppose you meet your school friends, because you are young, I cannot give you my age examples. Suppose you meet a school friend. अरे तुमको याद है कि आपने क्लास में वो एक जोशी था या जोशी थी, मोस्टली इट इज थी, बट एनीवे थी है तो यू रिमेंबर इमीडिएटली, बॉयज एटलीस्ट. बट सपोज वो जोशी था, हाँ यार वो एक था संजय जोशी कोई था, लेकिन उसका फेस नहीं याद आ रहा है. नेम, because the name input is given, your left brain is active. Yes, he was there in the class, he was a very smart boy, he used to answer every question, but chehra nahi yaad, because it is dormant. The memory is gone into backside, like in computers. When you are using it regularly, the memory pops up immediately. But if you don't use a file, it takes us little more time to come out. So you don't. So these two sides of the brains work separately. What happens in every person? In the right-handers, the left side of the brain is stronger. And right-handers, the left side of the brain is stronger, so they become right-handers since birth. And in left-handers, the right side of the brain is a little stronger, that's why they become left-handers. And this is a completely natural and normal phenomenon. Similar to our hands, we have many organs in. I'm going to make you do some exercise, don't sleep. I know some people want to sleep. Eyes, ears, these are external things. Hands and arms, legs and feet are in two. But if I tell you, now we walk with both the legs. Most of us, normal, healthy people, walk with both our legs. So if I tell you, so you think that both these legs are equally strong, equally capable. But that is not the case. Only one of them is similarly to hands stronger than the other ones. There is a preferred leg, there is a preferred ear, there is of course a preferred hand, and there is a preferred eye also. Most of you see things with both the eyes. Everything that you see around is with both the eyes. So you think both the eyes are normal. Unless there is some problem with an eye, both the eyes are normal. But if I tell you that is not the case, you only have one eye normal. Would you agree? Would you agree or not? You don't want to answer now because you think your answer will be wrong. So you need to answer. No, only one eye is strong, the other eye is not. Let's do an exercise. Now, it can happen in many cases. When you are at our home, we have a peephole. There is a lens in that. You always go and see that you will prefer only one eye to look into it. It's not that today one eye, the other day another. No, it will always be the same eye. Always be the same eye. Everybody, you can try. Now we are going to do a simple exercise. Actually, I do it with a small piece of paper, but we can do it with your hand. Everybody can make this kind of a figure. Don't do anything. I'm just showing you. What you do is make it as small as possible with any hand, left or right, it's okay. Fix any object that you see in front, any small thing. It could be this eye, it could be some letter, it could be anything that is comfortable for you. Now, suppose I'm doing it horizontally to you. Suppose I have fixed that button, one button. Hold your hand at a distance. Keep both the eyes open. Look straight into this hole and keep watching at the. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Nobody will do it now. Do not do it now. I do it for 5th grade, 7th grade also, and they also behave like you. Fix that object, and without winking or without blinking, without closing any eye, keep your face straight and bring your hand close, keeping that object in the vision. Don't do it now. Don't do it. I'm not telling you to do it. And let this hand touch your face. And then take your another finger and see where it has gone. Okay? Can you do it now? Yes. Now everybody have fixed something? First keep your hands straight, stretched. Start. And you have to tell me where it goes. Stretch, everybody, you have to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to stop my lecture. And you pull it slowly towards you. Don't wink. Some people are like doing this. No. Keep open. Keep open, keep straight, and bring it slowly to your face and see where it goes. Do it. Don't wink. Some people are winking. Keep it there. Don't remove. Keep it there. Keep stretch. First keep long. First long and then bring back. Done? I think most of you are done. So, where did it go? I will ask one person. You tell me, where did it go?
Tilt it a bit towards the left.
Tilted a bit or it went to the left? Right again. Make the hole small, very small. Bring it close. Fast. Where? Left. How many of you got it to the right eye? Okay. Where did it go? What about the rest of you? How many of you got it to the left eye? How many of you got it to your right eye? Okay. How many of you got it to the left eye? How many have a different answer? Yeah, tell me. Middle. His hand went to the middle and still he could see that thing. How? I told you not to miss that thing. If it goes to the middle, you cannot see that thing unless you keep it this big. I told you to keep it small. So you try it again. It will go to one of the eyes only. Now, take it to the other eye. Without missing that thing, whatever you are watching. Without allowing it to go out of the frame. You are media people. Don't wink. Don't do this. Now do it. Start. Are you done? What happened? You tell me. What happened? You couldn't see. How many of you could see with the other eye without missing the thing? Nobody. Why? If both your eyes are good, if both your eyes are normal, it should happen equally with one eye and two eyes. It doesn't happen because there is only one dominant eye for everybody. And the other eye is just supporting eye. It is for creating a 3D vision. Now we'll go further. Writing. Now I'm going to be a bit faster. Writing, we mostly write English, Marathi, Hindi, the languages which go from left to right. But the thing is, all these languages are also created by right-handers for right-handers. Now you would say, what's the fun? Left-handers also can write. Yes, they can write. But the funny part is, when you write right-handed, you tilt the paper almost like this, up to 20 degrees to 35 degrees. When you write left-handed, you have to keep the paper for 30 to 45 degrees. You have to tilt it more. Right-handers, the language goes like this. It goes from near to your body to farther away. For left-handers, it starts farther, comes near. Now, see, it goes like this for right-handers. For left-handers, it comes closer to your body. So it's an awkward movement for left-handers. That's why you have to keep the paper tilted and you always hide what you write, and which is difficult. Right-handers can see what they're writing, left-handers cannot see what they're writing. So the line can go astray this way, that way, and other things. Now there are many things in the world that are very inconvenient to the left-handers. Those who are left-handers will agree to it. This is a chair which often see, I don't know whether you have in some class or somewhere. Yeah, and left-handers face a lot of problems. See, these are the left-handers. They have to sit awkwardly and write exams or two things. There is a very funny, not funny, very, you can say important story about Jawaharlal Nehru. He was invited to inaugurate, I think, Kochi Port Trust. I'm not sure which one is that, in 1954 or some more than that. He went there, the Port Trust in charge had created a similar room and everything they had built. He took Nehru to see around and he said, "Sir, see this chair I have specifically made for all lectures so that we save space. We don't have to have a bench." And he showed the similar chair. And he thought Nehru would clap and say, "Wow, wonderful job, what a design you have created." Nehru said, "Good, but you have not thought about left-handers." The first reaction of Nehru was, you didn't think about left-handers. You should have at least got 10 chairs out of 100 for left-handers, which was not the case. Now we saw a few things. When you offer something to God, right hand is expected. Prasad, right hand is expected. Tirth, right hand is expected. When you mala japna hai, right hand is expected. Tika lagana hai, right hand hai. Customs, salute, right hand only is allowed. Adab, now you know who that is. He's right-handed, you cannot do it. In Arab countries, it is forbidden to even show your left hand when you are eating. Shake hand, only right-handed. You know what this is? Shakha of RSS, they do this way. So everywhere you will see right hand dominant. And what are the objections? Eating left-handed, writing left-handed, again prasad left-handed. So what happens when in a small class, when two children are sitting, as I explained to you, if a left-handed child is sitting on the right side and a right-handed child is sitting on the left side, their elbows bang. And often a left-handed child is scolded. I have been scolded in my school. I don't know about other left-handers. They ask you to sit straight. You are sitting straight, but they think you're not sitting straight. That is the issue. Because your paper is also tilted, your notebook is also tilted. The simple thing they can do is switch the positions. But in many international schools, we have an approach that they say, no, in June when the school starts, we fix the positions and we cannot change. The child has to adjust. This kind of rigidity is there in many schools. Now instruments, you would not believe, but a simple thing like a scale is very difficult to use by left hand. If you want to measure a line and draw diagrams, a sharpener, a scissor, I cannot keep explaining because we don't have much time. How much time do we have? We have. Oh, really? A simple thing like a scale, I don't have the scale now, but anyway, scissors. If I say scissor is also right-handed or left-handed, would you agree? How? It's right-handed because of the grip. Okay. Suppose now the plastic scissors, the grip is not much of trouble. You can hold it with the left hand, but still the scissors are plural always. So scissors are right-handed. How? Yeah. Tell me.
Take the grip of the four fingers here. Take the grip of the thumb on the left. So that's specifically for right-handed.
No, again you're talking about the grip. I understand. When the metallic scissors are there, the grip is very hazardous even for right hand. So if you use it with your left hand, you always get injuries. For big things if you want to cut. The thing is, there are two blades. I forgot to get my kit, but you can understand, there are two blades to a scissor. I have to do it from here only. One blade goes up, one goes down. And there left-sided blade, right-sided blade. And always go home or go wherever you stay, check the scissor if you have. The right side blade will go up, left side blade will go up. Somebody would tell in schools, children say, "Sir, aap usko ghumao na." Even if you ghumao, always the right side blade will go up, the left side blade will go down. What happens? What's the difference? When you hold the scissors, I should have had it here, and you press it, you don't only press vertically, you also press horizontally. These fingers pull that here automatically and this pushes. What happens when you use it right-handed, when you pull this and you push this, the blades go closer. They go close to each other and make a fine cut. When you use it with your left hand, you do the same action, the blade goes away. And you cannot make a cut. This is a very big difficulty for school children when they are using crafts. The left-handed child is scolded. इतनी simple thing नहीं आती, इतना सादा काटने को नहीं आता because नहीं आता. Because the scissors is right-handed. You get left-handed scissors, but they are very expensive and not readily available. Same is with sharpener, same with, now the thing, you might have used this kind of thing. This can only be used right-handed if you want to pour the liquid, because the beak is on the left side. Same is with this. This is a funny thing we had faced in the laboratory or what. See, there is a one beak to it and there is a scale. So if you want, suppose this is the measuring cylinder, it's a beak. If I have to measure something, I pour it, see, it's okay, I pour it. Because the scale is on this side. But if a left-hander is using it and the beak is on this side, the scale goes on this side. So if I have to pour something, I pour it, I see like this, then I pour it, then I see like this. It's so funny. And I have done it in the laboratories, and you sometimes are not able to get the exact reading, and you spend more time in the practicals, which nobody gives to you. And sometimes you spill. And there are so many of the gadgets, like this micrometer screw. I don't know how many of you are science background. This only has one-sided scales. So on the other side, there's nothing. You have to use it right-handed. Same is with this, vernier calipers. Back side, there is nothing. You cannot use it left-handed. You use, sir? Yes. Microscopes. Nowadays, you get microscopes with both controls, but most of the microscopes have controls on the right side. So if you want to do a fine adjustment, you are people, I have not used that example, cameras. We all use cameras. Go and check all your cameras. They have right-handed controls. All the cameras are left-handed. I wanted to be a cameraman and photographer. I wanted to be a wildlife photographer. But when I started using the cameras, it was very difficult for me. I dropped it. I made wildlife films also, but not as a cameraman. I did use camera. I operated big cameras. We used to have big pneumatic cameras. My friends know it, a lot bigger than what you have now. So it's very, this is a funny instrument, most funny I would say. It's called as mini drafter. If you are from engineering or background, you know, this can only be used with right hand. Left handers also use it, but उनको जुगाड़ करना पड़ता है, बहुत बड़ा जुगाड़ करना पड़ता है. So you have to hold that center with your left hand and you draw it. If it's a left hander, you have to hold it with the right hand. ऐसा उल्टा करना पड़ता है. It is not possible. So they fit it totally inversely. And there are many instruments, tools which are only used right-handed. I'm not going to go into details, but these are very hazardous. Whenever a left-hander uses it, it's most likely that he will meet an accident, and nobody gives compensation because it is his mistake or her mistake. We discussed left-handers. See, this is a big galaxy of left-handers, and most of them are Indians. I don't know how many you can recognize. Another very silly example I'll give. People used to work with big registers in banks earlier. Now banks are all computerized. Or people still use receipt books and bill books, which are very thick. The design is such that the binding is on the left and the book is like this. Suppose it's a 300-page book and you have to write on the 270 page. You have to turn all these pages like this. You have to hold them because they will fall back again and write. If a left-hander has to use that thing, he has to hold it with his right hand and write like this. Otherwise, you have to keep a weight on it. These are simple things I'm telling, but there are very complex things. Superstitions are such that one of our members was working in Zunnar, in a village near Zunnar. He came to us, said, "Sir, I'm a doctor. I passed out from BJ Medical a few years back, not many years back, but few years back." And he said, "I'm having a clinic in my native place and I give medicines and all, everybody takes, they are happy with it. But whenever it comes to giving an injection, when I put the syringe and take it and go to the patient, said, no. So I said, "What, you're scared?" No, sir, oh, not with this hand. Give it with this hand. This is inauspicious hand." He said, "I cannot give it to this hand, it will be a mistake." "No, it's okay. You do it with your right hand." He said, "I cannot do, sir. What do I do?" I said, "Either don't give injections or try to convince them." Somehow he convinced them 3-4 years, and now they are accepting injection with their left hand. Another thing I'll tell you, which is a custom. In clinical examinations, if you go to a doctor, they ask you to lie down. You will see that the doctor always stands on your right side. Always. Why? Suppose this is a patient, this is the head, these are the feet. A right-handed doctor can check everything, आँखें, नाक, पेट पे दबा के देखो, पैर देखो, ऊपर नीचे, is convenient. So this is fine, right-handers may do it. Left-handers are more convenient doing it the other way. इधर से ऐसा देखो. In the clinical examination, there are rules. They have marks kept for everything. When the student goes to appear for a practical examination, they keep the bed in the center. They don't keep it to the wall. The left-hander inadvertently goes on the left side of the patient. Immediately 5 marks down. Immediately, because by rule, you should stand on the right side of the patient to do the clinical examination. These are some silly things people have put into the system which need to be removed. And as media people, tomorrow you're going to work in different media, you should find out anomalies in our routine life and see that if there is an inconvenience to somebody. Indian culture did not discriminate between the hands, but we do. What is this? A hand. And this is Namaskar. So a Namaskar cannot be complete without 2 hands, and they are equal. They are not like this. Right is superior, left is inferior. No. So Indian culture, apart from other cultures, gives equality to both the hands, but somehow these superstitions have been introduced, included by people down the line. So this is what I want to conclude, but I would like to get some questions from you. I don't know whether I have addressed the exact topic of myths and reality, but I think overall we have been discussing. Yes, one by one.
You said something about the ambidextrous people.
Oh, yes. We saw that one of the brain sides or hemispheres is dominant. But what happens in some people, the difference between the dominance is very little, and only 1% of those people have almost equally dominant brains, and that's why they can use both the sides of their body almost equally. Those people are called as ambidextrous people. But ambidextrous people should not be confused with another category. In some people, some faculties are given to, other than those faculties, the manual faculties, that means work, whatever we do physical work, to the right side of the brain. Some are automatically gone to the left, and so they can do a few things with the right hand, few things with the left hand, but not all the things with both the hands. Those are called as mixed handers. So there is right handers, there is left handers, there is ambidextrous, and there is mixed handers. These are the 4 normal categories. There is one more category which is called as confused handers. There are 2 reasons for that. One is due to birth or another related illness or trauma, both these brains are weak and some musculature is also weak, so they cannot do much with any of the hands. Whatever training you give, their handwriting is bad, skills are bad, they cannot even lift a few things and other things. That is medically confused handers. But there is a very serious category of people who are left-handers, who are since childhood forced to use their right hand, but they cannot use their right hand, so they do not develop any skills with both the hands, and they become confused handers, and for all their life they suffer. For no fault of them, they suffer. So that is a big serious issue regarding left-handers. They should not be, no child. Now let me come to you, who majority right-handers. Maybe tomorrow you may have, of course, will have children, you will maybe having children in family. See to it that no child is forced to use a particular hand for a particular act. Always see that they keep their hands clean and choose whichever hand for whichever activity. Sachin Tendulkar, I have met, I've been with him for 5 hours. You were also there. He does most of the things with, Rajesh was also with me with Sachin Tendulkar many years back, 2003 I think. He plays right-handed, bats right-handed, but he writes left-handed. I've met Amitabh Bachchan. He is honorary member of our association. I requested him to become honorary member. He said yes, and he told me, but I'm not a left-hander, I'm ambidextrous. I had a mind to tell him that you're not ambidextrous, you are a left-hander, but just you do two things with your right hand, that is writing and eating. Because in childhood, I think when he was writing with his left hand, he has written in his biography, he was writing with his left hand. I think it was, his father was Harivansh Rai Bachchan, very famous Hindi poet and literature. Sumitranandan Pant or somebody came to their house and he talked to Amitabh, small Amitabh. He said, your son is brilliant. Only one problem, he is writing with his left hand. You should change it. And then the father made a point to change him. And that's why Amitabh writes with the right hand. So much so that I met many people who told, I was on Kapil Sharma show as an audience. And I was just telling my thing. Abhay Deol was sitting. He started shouting, oh, I'm also left-hander. My father scolded me and I was not allowed to use my left hand. So I became a right-hander. You don't become a right-hander. You only use your right hand for one or two activities. So that is the difference. So I don't know whether I've answered your question. Anyone else? Yeah, please.
One is handedness related to heredity.
Okay.
And secondly, the opposite case, a friend of mine had fractured her right thumb when she was a 4-year-old. And so her mother made her right using her left hand because she was in school and she had to complete her homework. Today she's not able to use her right hand for a majority of tasks. She's a converted left-hander. So the part that you mentioned that they're not able to use either hand, but for her it's a case where she successfully
Yes, many people do it, but some people cannot. They are called as extreme left-handers who cannot use right hand even after practice. The majority of people are extreme right-handers. They cannot use left hand for many things. So these extremities, these are poles, right and left. We fall somewhere in between. Everybody, most of the people fall in between. Ambidextrous fall in middle. Some people fall on the other sides of the line. So that is the spectrum. So your first question is hereditary. There are many theories. Scientists have been working to find out why. Firstly, why only all of us can use one hand? Why can't we use both the hands like many animals? Monkeys, bears, lions, and everybody can use both their paws equally. Gorillas, they can use. There is certain amount of handedness in gorillas and chimpanzees also, but I'm not going into those details. But why can't we? So they tried to find out the reason for handedness, and there are many theories. One was because we have a special quality other than the other animals is language. We can use language, we can write language, we can communicate in a developed language. Every animal has a language, but we call it as a developed language. I don't know whether it is developed or not developed. We don't know other animals' languages, but it's a developed language, and the center for language on the left hemisphere of the brain, and because that grows faster, majority people become right-handers. But that is just one theory. Heredity part, they have found a gene also that could be handedness gene, but many people don't have that gene and still they are right-handers. It's the dominant gene which is right-handed gene, but many people without that gene, dominant gene also, they're right-handed. So these theories are there, many theories are there, but no theory is conclusive. So it could be hereditary. There are families, like there are right-handers, families and families and families and families right-handers, no left-hander. There are families and families and families of left-handers, no right-hander. So still science has not been able to answer why that is so. But I would tell you that in your relation, in your vicinity, there will always be at least one left-hander. Find out what they experience. Any more questions? Somebody had raised their hand. Question, please. Yes.
Like earlier times, those people who were left-handers, how they deal with that problem? Because using the left hand was like the same people and it forced them to use the right hand.
There are stories and stories of sufferings of left-handers. They could not cope with it. They practice writing, okay, I will practice whatever handwriting I get. Eating, I will practice. I also eat with right hand. In my childhood, I remember for 4 years or so, I was eating maybe with left hand. I don't remember eating with left hand, but I remember somebody whispering in my ears, this is not the hand to use. This is a bad hand. Everybody, we were sitting in a pangat, we call it pangat. See, everybody is eating with, you should eat with you. And I started eating with right hand. Nobody forced me, but that was a kind of a very subtle force. Nothing else was forced on me to do with right hand. But some things you adjust some things we don't adjust. You have to suffer. I'll tell you a story. In 1640 or somewhere in England, the kingdom was going through a bad patch, and an astrologer was summoned, and he was asked to find out the problem. He said, there is a witch somewhere. Witch, you understand? Witch in our country who is doing some ominous thing, black magic and something. And he said, how do I find that witch? Any woman above 80 years of age with all wrinkles on face and doing things with left hand is a witch. The king or whoever was summoned all the soldiers and everybody to go and find out such a witch. They found out 4,000 women, old women who used left hand. And there is written, not 1600, prior to that, some in 1300s or something, I'm not sure. They have written, they burnt all of them alive. I don't know whether the problem was gone or not, but there are such things happen to left-handers since time immemorial. Any more questions, please? Yes.
So I'm a left-hander, but I write with my left hand. I hold the spoon in my left hand, but at the time when I have to eat with the hand, I use my right hand. I am a knitter also, I crochet things. So I hold the yarn in my left hand, I hold the hook in my right hand.
Okay.
What should I call myself?
Basically, there are two things about handedness. One is natural handedness and one is learned skills. So whatever you're doing is a learned skill. Writing, eating, crochet, knitting is all learned skill. So you are basically, which hand, see there are simple tests. Which hand do you use to throw a stone or a ball? Left hand. Which hand would you use to slap somebody? Which, and the most important test if you want to test somebody's handedness is give them a hammer and a nail. When you hold the nail in your one hand and hammer, you will always hold the hammer in the dominant hand, because otherwise you will hit your own fingers. So find out which hand do you hold your hammer in, that is your dominant hand. Everybody.
But again, I would like to ask this: when we are tuning, I'm a right-hander myself. I play tabla. I use both my hands. But when I'm tuning the tabla, I use the hammer with my left hand, and then I strike the tabla in order to check the.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm using the hammer with my left hand. So this example can be a general one, or it can be a.
See, now we are going into details. When we use hands, there are many ways in which we use hands. A single hand, we can start something do with finger, like tika ho, ya kuch karna ho, malam lagana ho, so only we use one finger. From that thing to the whole arm. Single arm can be used in many ways. That way, we use both the arms. When there are both the arms, like hammer or lighting a matchstick, find out which hand do you use to hold the matchstick. That is your dominant hand. You cannot do it with your other hand. So, when you're doing that thing, one hand is busy doing a skilled work. So, when one hand is busy with skilled work, the second hand helps the hand. So, your helping hand is not your dominant hand. When you have to hold a hammer only in one hand and nothing to do with the other hand, you will always hold it. So, that is your dominance. Yes, any more questions? No? Are we done? We still have time, I think. So thank you very much for being patient listeners, and I hope I have answered your questions. As Sathe sir said, somebody said something? Okay. Sathe sir said, please do write about this topic. If you want to make any film, documentary, even a fictional film, we are there to help you. We can guide you, and we can create some kind of you can make reels on it. Simple thing, I will tell you an example now that we have 1 minute. People think that left hand should not be used to eat food because it's a dirty hand. I often give lectures in clubs, Rotary clubs and many places, and I ask them, so ye ganda haath hai, so should not be touched to the food. So I ask them, do you cook food? Yes, we cook food. So which hand do you use to cook food? We use right hand. Okay, good. Suppose you have to create dough for 10 people or cut sabzi, vegetable Which hand? We use right hand. So what do? You keep your left hand at the back? No. You touch that hand to your food. So you touch dirty hand to your food. So that is allowed. But you cannot eat with your left hand. That is not allowed. This is the discrepancy in our mentality. That's what we say conditioning. So thank you very much and namaste with both the hands.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very, very interesting lecture. You mentioned that hope I can live up to the expectation of the introduction, sir. It's more than that. Yes, it was really, really interesting to listen to all the facts. Some points that sir mentioned, well, I can just conclude on one thing, that it's all about the balance that we use and how we use with both our hands. Like he mentioned about certain superstitions, I have a counter superstition, sir, that in I don't know, in Maharashtra or anywhere, it is said की बायकांचा डावा डोळा फडकला तर चांगला असतो.
There are certain.
Yes. So I don't know how it is good to say that, but if left hand is or left side is so bad or sinful and all, but then how it is true that it is a contradictory superstition?
Because women are called as Vama.
Yeah.
Vama is somebody on the left.
Yes.
She is considered inferior.
Yes.
So, inferior to inferior, minus to minus becomes plus.
True. Also, like scissors and everything mentioned, I think this we have heard many times from Mansi ma'am, because she handles the admin part, and whenever she uses scissors or doing something, she says, why I am left-hander, and why this is always pointing towards that right hand and all. So yeah, she faces that problem. It is very familiar that we hear often from her. So if you see our computer mouse, well, I think when Faisal sir and all, they operate in the lab, being lefty, I think he must be facing some issues because he's lefty and our computer mouse is on the right hand side. And during NAC, sir, we have seen that. Yes, and there is right and left click, sir. And most of the times I have seen the left part is always the stable part. Left hand side is the stable and right is quick, as sir also mentioned in his lecture. And last but not the least, when we drive the vehicle, the acceleration is always on the right hand side and left is always the brake. So I think this justifies that it is a balance. Only acceleration cannot help and only brake cannot help. If you accelerate, there has to be a brake.
There is a saying, using a vehicle,
Yes.
which is the thing that makes you go fast?
Right.
People say acceleration. No, it's the brake.
Brake, yes.
Because there's brake, you can speed up.
Yes, true.
Brake, you cannot speed up.
Yes, sir. So thank you once again, sir, for a very, very interesting lecture. I would like to extend my thanks, my heartfelt thanks to all the staff members, the technical staff members for supporting, and obviously all of you students, wonderful audience, and participating in this program actively, asking questions. Thank you and have a wonderful day.